Now, guys, I think we should buckle up for a noisy summer. At least 17 states in the eastern half of the country, they're being invaded by a trillion, with a T, cicadas.
If y'all never knew what cicadas sound like, this is what they sound like. There's thousands of them.
This were two different broods of cicadas. The 13-year ones and the 17-year ones are all coming out at the exact same time, and then they get their wings. They fly up to the treetops. They lay their eggs inside the tree stems. The eggs drop down to the ground, and then the little nymphs, they crawl under and find a tree root to suck on for another 13 years, and the whole cycle begins. You come, you sing a song, and you mate, you lay your eggs, and then you die.
So essentially a 6-week retirement plan after emergence. That's easy, I think. But let's talk about the human lifespan. How do you guys plan for retirement to cover for someone to live as long as they expect to?
You know, I really like this topic. I mean, we get a lot of people that will come into the office and they'll talk about how, you know, they're going to start Social Security early because nobody in their family lived past age 75. But on the flip end of the scale, you know, we do run into people that have, you know, great health, longevity. You know, I can think of a couple clients that come to mind that, you know, one is in their 90s, and I'd be like, no way, you've got to be in your 70s. I mean, these people just, you know, have making good decisions about their health. They're staying active. You know, their mind's there, their body's there, and it's going to be here for a long time. So I met with a lady recently, Robin, and she was mentioning the same thing. She says, you know, looking at my financial plan, the default is age 90, but, you know, my mom's 95 and she's still healthy as can be. Let's adjust the plan and look at it. And so when we adjusted the plan for Robin and we took a look at it, one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that she had built in enough what I call reliable income, that she had her minimum monthly income needs taken care of. So when you look at reliable income, that's things like Social Security, pension, or annuities. And the other thing that you want to do is you want to take advantage of the current rates. In fact, she had come in for a second opinion. She already had another advisor. She bought an annuity several years ago, and that annuity was designed to give her income when she retired at 65, and it gave her that peace of mind. But because of where higher rates are today, we can get her the same level of income today by only using 60% of the account, because rates are up so much higher today. That freed up 40% of her money that she could do for other things, you know, fund money accounts, things like that. I'd also say it's important not to overspend. Sure. You know, if money is going to last for 20, 30, 35, 40 years, you want to make sure that you're overspending your fund money in those years that they overachieve the goals. But unless you have that reliable income source, be real careful. Identify and eliminate some blow-ups. When we think about blow-ups, there can be a couple of different ones. One is you could have the blow-ups of having too much money in the stock market and the market crashes like right away, or, you know, right in early years of retirement. On your side, I mean, looking at like healthcare blow-ups, you can see that wipe out a family pretty easy as well.
Yeah, you if you don't have the right plan put in place and you have a catastrophic claim, you absolutely can have a blow-up of unexpected proportions, and it could change the entire trajectory of where you're going. You know, the one thing I would also add to that, Nolan, is, you know, when you look at, I've got a client that his mom and dad both lived well into their 90s, and he is an absolute twin of his dad, and he's 70, I think he's 72 years old right now. He's very active in golf. He's very, very healthy. And, you know, I would think that a mindset would have to be, when you talk about don't overspend, you know, I might want to change my thought process, because, man, if I look at mom and dad, they were 96 and I think 98. He's still got 20 some years, 24, 25 years left of life. If he blows through all of his money, what's he going to do? And you got to be aware of that. A lot of people don't think about that kind of stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, you know. On the flip side, don't go blowing all your money because mom and dad died in their early, you know, 60s, right? But you got to be prepared for that.
And then the fourth item is really got to just monitor and adjust along the way. You know, so based upon what the conditions are. You want to get together and you kind of want to review those type of things and take a look at them. You know, one of the biggest concerns for a retiree is outliving their income. Whether, you know, you lived 75, 85, 95, or 105, that's still the biggest fear for a retiree. And the way that you can address it is, again, go through the retirement guys. It's the retirement team action plan. So in the retirement team action plan, what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through our philosophy that's called the independent income system. Within the independent income system, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to, you know, create a bucket of money for that reliable income. We're going to talk to you about what the different options are, how to try to look at maximizing each option, and having enough minimum monthly income that lasts forever. We're going to look at things like your estate planning, you know, have those documents in place. Look at your areas of taxes. You know, one of the biggest threats for a retiree is the issue of the unfunded liabilities that our country has and the out-of-control spending that they have. So a retiree that wants to live a long time really needs to kind of hit taxes head on.
Sure.
And take advantage of the current tax law. And then the money management will walk you through that approach and give you, you know, some ideas on, you know, where do you put the safety part of the portfolio and where do you put the growth part of the portfolio. It's all, again, in that retirement team action plan and help you to create that retirement plan if you expect to live a long lifetime.
People living longer, the increased longevity that we've seen, you know, generation to generation is a great thing, something that should be celebrated. But if we're talking about the fact that we're now going to have to fund more years in retirement and, you know, whatever may come to the line, market volatility, tax increases, things like that, it can give people cause for concern, I think, duly so. But if you have a plan in place, hopefully laying some of those concerns and those fears to bed, that is what the retirement guys do. That is part of the retirement team action plan. And if you have those concerns about, you know, longevity and what that could entail for your retirement, pick up the phone, give a call, and schedule a time to speak with them, 419-794-3030. Or you can always go to the website, find out more about Nolan, Scott, and the entire team at arhq.com.